TechQuest is a program we created for our youth, specifically those who were the most challenged at getting the credits they need to graduate high school and were at greatest risk of being in poverty and having barriers to learning. We created a program that exposed them to CEOs of our technology companies all over the community and engaged them in a class to learn what value creation is and what entrepreneurship is all about. And they took what their dreams were and learned what it would mean to create a value that someone else would want to pay them for. The biggest concept was that they learned to be wealth generators instead of consumers. And that was a big mind shift for a lot of these kids.
I come from a low-income family. My father's illiterate. I think he barely just finished 8th grade. My mother, she struggled. She was a young teenage mom, pregnant at 14. And she barely finished high school, and it was years, many years later before she got the courage to try again. And that just motivated me because in my eyes, I just realized I didn't want to be like that.
Our students had the opportunity to experience Mr. Grooms as the first speaker in the TechQuest program. Initially, when he came into the room, there were some heads that were down. They weren't really sure of how this person or anyone else presented to them would impact their lives. He was so real with the students. I remembered one thing that he said, and a lot of our students sat up, and he said that he realized he'd made it. He realized that he'd succeeded, and he was still well on his way when he could actually walk into the grocery store and get anything that he wanted. Because in his lifetime, he had been hungry. And he had wanted to be able to go grocery shopping and not worry about how much it was going to be when he got to the register. And I remembered her, as well as a few of the other students, just looking. And though they didn't say anything, a few of them were nodding their heads. She was nodding her head like she could relate, that all of us are given the same opportunity, and it's up to us to take hold of it and grab it and run with it. And the TechQuest program allowed her to see a lot of different people and to realize that she's not the only one struggling. She's not the only one that wants more for herself. And it's about choosing and going in the right direction. And she chose the right direction.
We provided iPads to them, which was a big plus in their world where they would not ever be able to afford such a tool. And we taught them how to use it in teamwork and communication and productivity skills.
I use it for research, I use it for everyday life. I mean, there's so many different apps coming out. I buy apps like crazy. Just for like when it comes to like buying books or when I'm researching something for my job, I always go back to my iPad. It's always there. It's an amazing thing, and that's one of the reasons why I love TechQuest, because not only did TechQuest just talk about it, but it also gave you an iPad because it allowed you to take and go home with it, actually explore it for yourself hands-on.
I believe at the conclusion of the TechQuest program prior to graduation, the majority of our students were thinking and saying out loud, I can actually have my own company. I can actually do something for myself. I don't have to go stand in line and fill out an application. I could be the person that's actually accepting people into my own business. So it made them think bigger.
The goal of the program is to introduce young people, students, to technology, to get them enthused about the future in terms of what they may be able to do using technology, and to move them from that enthusiasm on through high school graduation, into college, and into careers using technology.
They graduated at our local business incubator, technology business incubator, in front of the mayor and the business community, went around, shook hands, got internships for themselves in these companies, and presented themselves in a very positive and professional manner.
There was a moment in the program where I was like, aha. It was after we had a guest speaker, and the host of it, he gave a speech, and it was a very simple speech. He was like, does anybody know what it means to be tenacious? And at the time I didn't know. I didn't want to say it, but I really didn't know. But he was like, does anybody know to be tenacious? And everybody tried their guess, but no one actually guessed what it was. And he was like, you have to be strong, you have to be determined. That's what tenacious is, not to want to give up or anything. So I took that with me, and to this day I live by that. I'm tenacious, I'm headstrong, I'm not going to give up. I'm determined to get to where I want to be in life. I want to succeed.
It's your community. Contribute, collaborate, and take control of your talent development by engaging your Workforce Investment Board. FloridaWorks is a workforce investment board located in Gainesville, Florida that serves Alachua and Bradford counties. All workforce investment boards have a majority of seats held by business owners. We're not the unemployment office, welfare office, or an entitlement program. We are the business community convened in a dynamic partnership. Our customers are business owners. Trained employees are the resources we develop for our customer. We create empowerment programs that contribute to the region's economic growth. Florida Works, where everybody works, growing business and jobs through a skilled workforce.